Okay, so let's start with the live market analysis. We will be discussing the Elliott wave counts of gold. For those who do not know, I am an Elliottician. I use Elliott wave theory in in trading the market. Um, Elliott wave theory can be used not only for positional trades, it can also be used for swing trades, for intraday trades, and even scalping. So let's begin with the let's begin with the top-down analysis. So allow me to give you an update first on the higher time frame counts of gold using the Elliott wave theory. Okay, so let's start with the higher time frame. This is 1 day time frame, and this is the current Elliott wave counts of gold. And as you can see, what we are experiencing right now is the internal waves of the possible encircled fifth wave here. So we are just completing the internal waves. Once we hit the following the following levels, the 3,708 to 3,941 price, uh, we I may consider uh, searching for or finding setups for a possible swing short. But of course, the those setups will only be confirmed by checking the internal waves of this parenthesis wave 4 to the parenthesis wave 5 here. As of now, this is the price action that I will be analyzing today live from this wave 4 here, parenthesis wave 4 to the parenthesis wave 5 for the possible to the termination of the 5 wave uptrend of gold. Now, um, last month before the end of the monthly candle, I have noted this particular, uh, I annotated this particular chart. And I've mentioned here that the monthly candle should close above the previous month body high to continue its bullishness. And that will be my clue. If you will try to look at the time, it's May 31 here. And um, I my forecast would be if the price of gold will stay above the previous month body high or the PMBH, then I am bullish. But if not, then I am bearish. And uh, 4 days after, we know what happened to the gold's price action. And later on, I'll be showing you the internal waves for you to have an idea of why in technically why did the gold pump after the high impact news. So here's my count from this parenthesis wave 4 to going to parenthesis wave 5. So I was expecting that the price will go down from the high of 3,392, and I'm expecting a retracement for wave 4, which is usually 23.6% to 38.2% of the wave 2 to uh, wave 3 measurement. So the invalidation of the this bullish scenario or going to wave 5 here, Roman numeral number wave 5 here, will depend on the what you call this, will depend on the retracement that will happen here. Remember that this was analyzed 1 day ago, and um, so the price is still about to be completed, or the structure is about to be completed. So from this, let's have an update of this from the actual price action right now. Okay, so let us now proceed to the actual chart. Let me just check. I use the GBE brokers. Okay, to show you the price action that happened after from this analysis, this analysis, I'm expecting that the price will go down to at least 0.236 to 0.382, or the 3,363 to 3,045. And in the actual chart, here's the actual chart of gold. So here's the actual chart. As you can see, the price did uh the price went down as projected or as forecasted, uh, based on the Elliott wave counts. And what we are experiencing right now is the bounce going to the possible fifth wave here. And that's what I'm going to do, to analyze live the possible internal wave counts going to wave 5 here. Let me just go back to the TVC. So the situation of gold right now is this. This will be labeled as wave 0, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and this will be wave 4, and then we have a wave 5 here, a possible wave 5 here. Now, the the wave 5 target here will be around the following price. If we measure using the Elliott wave theory, it's around 3,397 to 3,490. It will the next uptrend will challenge the all-time high last April 22, 2025. So as of now, what's the current count of the gold? Allow me to zoom to 5 minutes time frame. Okay, if this is our wave 4, by the way, for those who are not aware, the invalidation of an impulsive scenario will be invalidation of an impulsive scenario will be the price of wave 1. I have mentioned this already many times in my previous session, but allow me to explain it again for the benefit of the those who are not present in my previous sessions. Just like what I have said, there are two types of motive wave. In Elliott wave theory, there are two types of wave. One is motive, and the other one is corrective from the word motive, meaning it's the trend, the uptrend, and usually it is counted as one, two, three, four, and 5. And when we say corrective, the other type of wave is from the word itself, corrective. These are counter trends and usually labeled using letters like ABC or WXY or WXY, XZ, or sometimes we use the ABCDE. So if I use one numbers, I am referring to motive waves. And if I use letters, I am referring to corrective waves. Now, there are two types of motive waves. I mentioned a while ago there are two types of waves. One is motive and the other one is corrective. But a motive wave is subdivided into two types. One is diagonal, or one is impulsive or impulse wave, and the other one is diagonal. So when you say impulse, this is an example of an impulse wave wherein wave 4 did not go beyond the territory of wave 1. So if this is your wave 1, your wave 4 retracement should not go beyond the territory of wave 1, or else that will not be considered as impulsive anymore. From the word itself, impulsive meaning the the price action should be an impulsive one. And for it to be considered an impulsive one, wave 4 should not go beyond the territory of wave 1. Now, the other type of motive wave is what we call a diagonal. This is the type of motive wave wherein wave 4 goes beyond the territory of wave 1. So if our wave 1 is here, if our wave 1 is here, then in a diagonal motive wave, the wave 4 can go beyond the territory of wave 1 but cannot go beyond the territory of wave 2. In other words, in in an impulsive motive wave, the invalidation is the price of wave 1. The invalidation will be the price of wave 1. In a diagonal motive wave, the invalidation will be the price of wave 2. So this will be the invalidation of um, this will be the invalidation of a diagonal motive wave, and the invalidation of the impulsive motive wave will be this price. So that's the difference between the two. And as you can see here, the current price action of gold, we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and the price of wave 4 did not overlap the territory of the wave 1. That means this is an impulsive motive wave. But of course, this is not yet confirmed as long as the price will not break the peak price of wave 3. So as long as we are still within this bullish first line of defense or bearish first line of defense, the wave 4 is still on, because in Elliott wave theory, wave 4 is the most complicated correct correction, because in wave 2 there are the common corrective patterns like ABC. We have the ABC or the zigzag. We have the WXY. The WXY correction. The difference between this ABC or zigzag and WXY or double tree is that from the word itself, zigzag is 535 in terms of wave counting. 5 waves down, 3 waves up, 5 waves down. For the WXY, it's 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and then 5 waves down. So zigzag, double zigzag, or sometimes we can also use the triple zigzag, meaning three sets of zigzags or three sets of ABCs. So these are the common corrective patterns in Elliott wave theory. However, for wave 4, there is an additional correction that will be included. And what is that? That is the triangle. And this triangle can only happen in wave 4. And we have different types of triangle. It can be contracting, it can be expanding, it can be a barrier, or others call it wedge, rising wedge, falling wedge. But basically, in Elliott wave theory, it's like a triangle or a triangle. So once the price action is looks like complicated like a triangle, for example, like this one, once you see this possible price action or a triangle is forming, then in Elliott wave theory, there's a possibility that that particular price action is a uh, is a triangle. So as of now, what we are seeing right now is a simple WXY from here to here. This is a WXY waveform as of now. But this WXY correction or corrective structure can also be upgraded later on depending on what will happen. If the current impulse price action will not break the peak of wave 3, then there's a possibility that we will create this possible triangle. So instead of just labeling this as wave 4, there's a possibility that the price will look like this. This will be A, this will be B, C, D, E. As long as the price is within this the above the impulsive invalidation or the price of wave 1 here or the peak of wave 3. So as long as the price is within this range, then the wave 4 is still on. We only we will only decide whether the wave 4 um, is terminated if it breaks the bearish first line of defense or the bullish first line of defense. So if we will try to look at this one, if we use the bullish scenario, then the possible wave counting of wave 4 to wave 5 here that will break the most recent high last Tuesday will be an ending diagonal. What do I mean by this ending diagonal? I have mentioned a while ago that in ending diagonal, we have here an ending diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 4 may go down beyond the territory of uh, wave 1. But there is an exemption that can also be considered as a diagonal as long as the counting is three counts. What do I mean by this? Uh, I'm referring to the internal waves. Allow me to use this one. Ah, yeah. Okay. So here, this is a clear A, B, C. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It did not complete the 5 waves uptrend. Okay. So in other words, this is the possible wave 1. So if I'm going to count it using Elliott wave theory, I may count this as 3 waves up, three waves down, another three waves up, and then three waves down, and then another three waves up. This will be the bullish scenario. The counting, the counting structure will be three, sorry, three, 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 three. Meaning there's a possibility that the internal waves of this parenthesis wave 4 to parenthesis wave 5 will be three waves up for the first wave, three waves down for wave 2, wave 3, three waves up as well, wave 4, three waves down, wave 5, three waves up. And as you can see, the first two waves is already evident. We have here the first two waves. We have wave A, B, and then C. That's the first three waves. Or that will be the internal waves of the wave 1. And then we also have here another A, B, and then C. So this will be the wave 2. And then if this becomes one, rather three waves as well, this will be the first wave, the second wave, and then the third wave, like this. Then I will label this as my wave 0, wave 1. This will be my wave 2. This will be my wave 3 here, 4, and then we have the 5. So as of now, what the market is giving us is a possible ending diagonal 333, 33333 wave counting. We have the first wave already, we have the second wave already, we have the ongoing wave 3 here. So ongoing meaning at least three waves for the internal waves of the wave 3 here before we uh, create another three waves down and then five waves up. So that is the current situation of gold in terms of Elliott wave theory. So what we are seeing right now is the technical, although there was a news a while ago, a high impact news. However, that high impact news uh, did not uh, did not cannot be did not reflect on the Elliott wave structure. Of course, the high impact news are short term price movements only. So meaning that the even if there's a high impact news, if you are on if your strategy is a structure based strategy, then therefore your especially if you're a swing trader, your entry point will not be affected. And just imagine my entry point for my personal account is around 334 or 336. That's my entry point for my personal account, and it's still uh on the position is still ongoing right now. I have a running trade, in other words. So now that's the situation in terms of the Elliott wave counts of gold. Allow me to check first the chat. Sir, maybe from 3,392 to 3,390 zone, there might be a pullback. There will be a pullback for sure in terms of Elliott wave counts. Why? Because uh, in Elliott wave theory, after the five waves up, there will be a correction. And those correction can be like this, a zigzag, it can be a double zigzag, it can be a triple zigzag. So for sure there will be retracement before after the completion of the internal waves of the wave 3 here. If we will try to zoom, if we will try to zoom, we have here the wave A. Yeah, this is just the wave A. So there will be a pullback here As long as the price will not go beyond the territory of wave 2 here, we are still bullish. In other words, if you are doing trades right now, intraday trades, your the invalidation using the Elliott wave theory will be at 3,343. As long as the price is above this uh, 3,343, then my projection or uh, my forecasted structure, which is ending diagonal, will still be valid. Again, the invalidation will be this particular price at 3,343, the one I labeled with bullish scalp last line of defense. Okay, so that's the situation of gold right now in terms of Elliott wave theory. Again, in the higher time frame, that just like what I have said, in the higher time frame, we are bullish. We are not yet done with the bullishness of uh, gold. We are still on we the price action is within the wave 4 territory, the parenthesis wave 4 here, and the target will be this price. For those who are not familiar with me, perhaps why am I using standard deviation levels instead of Elliott wave measurements? Simply because I have explained this already in my previous sessions here. I love doing research and playing with statistics, and Elliott wave theory is a strategy that is that where I have seen a lot of relationship with statistics. So instead of using the usual measurements from the rules, I still consider I am not violating any rules of Elliott wave theory in terms of measurement. However, I am refining my trades using standard deviation, considering the wave 0, 1 as my center of the distribution in statistics. Yes, I am using Elliott wave theory. And there's another question from Kimura. Sir Jack, of all waves, is it possible that your wave 4 become a flat correction? Yes, but as someone who have been counting waves for the past 5 to 6 years, an expanded flat is a corrective structure that I do not use for forecasting. I will only label my correction as expanded flat once we cross the bridge. In other words, I don't forecast it for I don't forecast it for corrective patterns. I as much as possible for those who are following me, not just in this podcast but even in my social media accounts, you will you should have an idea already that when it comes to analysis, I always give one direction only. Once that direction is invalidated, that's the only time that I will change my bias. Okay. If you are interested of learning the Elliott wave theory, this session, the 1 hour session that I am asked to do, will not be enough. But if you are interested, I have some previous sessions here wherein I have recorded it. And if you are really interested in Elliott wave theory, you may check my YouTube account. You can click on my bio and you can check my YouTube account and look for the basic Elliott wave theory that session that I have recorded. Uh, it can be found in my YouTube channel. Okay, going back here, I have something to share. Aside from the Elliott wave theory, I know a lot of um, trading strategies, not just on a surface level, but most of the strategies it took me months and years to master, or let's not say master, but I have deep understanding of the other trading strategies. So here, just like what I have shared in my previous sessions with Blue Guardian, I have shared the quarterly theory. For those ICT traders, perhaps you are already aware of the quarterly theory. So the quarterly theory is simply a strategy that uses the idea of the quarters. There's a question, sir. Uh, Let me answer this question first. Sir, is the Elliott wave mainly used for swing trading, or can we use it as day trading? Just like I have, just like what I've said before I start with the live analysis, Elliott wave theory can be used in any type of trade. It can be used for positional trades, meaning it can be you can hold your position from months to years. Then we can also use Elliott wave theory for swing positions. We can also use Elliott wave theory for intraday or semi-swing positions. We can also use it for scalp. And I'm I have shared, if you are in my community, I have shared wave countings of up to the smallest time frame, which is 10 seconds time frame. And just like today, I've shared uh, a wave count wherein the using the 10 seconds time frame. Uh, that way, I was able to forecast that the wave is about to be terminated, and I was correct. I have shared it on my community, and uh, of course, not everyone can check my counts because uh, for you to be able to see the 10 seconds time frame, you need to have uh, an account, or an account that can check the seconds time frame, because most free charting websites only allow you to check the time frame from 1 minute, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then 15, 30, 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, and then we have the daily, then weekly. So, uh, in other words, Elliott wave theory can be used in any type, and I've shown them many times already that it can be used in scalp, intraday, semi-swing, or swing. Because most of the Elliotians probably that you have seen are Elliotians that uses Elliott wave theory for swing purposes. But in my case, I have shared the an Elliott wave. I have used Elliott wave theory not just for swing but up to scalping. Okay. Now, I just like what I have mentioned, I will be sharing to you the quarterly theory, but this one is not the usual quarterly theory that you know. Perhaps if you're an ICT trader, then you are already aware of the quarterly theory. What is quarterly theory? Quarterly theory, from the word itself, quarter, meaning if we will do a top-down analysis, the year will be divided into quarters. When you say quarters, we are referring to 4 quarters. Okay, so for a year divided into four quarters will mean 3 months. In that 3 months, when divided into another 4 quarters, will be the sub quarters of that first, second, third, and fourth quarters of the year. And then if you want to use the monthly, that Each month will be divided into 4 quarters, and each week will be divided into 4 quarters, and then each day will be divided into 4 quarters. And that 4 quarters of the day are the Asian, London, New York, and the PM session. So basically, you divide the day into 4 quarters. Now, those are the usual time frames or time windows where you can use the quarterly theory. But in my case, I don't use the usual or the normal way of using the quarterly theory. I am using the quarterly theory in the overlapping sessions of the Sydney Sydney session to Asian session, the Asian session, the overlapping session of the Asian session to the London session, the overlapping session of the London session to the New York session. Now, to illustrate the things that I am trying to explain, allow me to change first into a different broker. Okay, and then allow me to activate my quarterly theory indicator. I call it as quarterly theory reloaded because it was the price action was reloaded or the time window was reloaded not on the normal quarters but on the quarters of the overlapping session. For this particular time window, this is the overlapping session of the London to New York. And allow me to share you a my post analysis before the pump happened. For those who are not aware, I'm from the Philippines, and that's why my time zone is +8 here, GMT +8. And before the news happened, I already have a forecast using the my QTR or quarterly theory reloaded that I'll consider the first quarter of the overlapping sessions of London and New York as X. X here will be uh, there are two possible types of X in quarterly theory. It can be X continuation or it can be X reversal. Here, based on since I am an electrician, based on the structure, I consider this as the X continuation, meaning I am still bullish for the second, third, and fourth quarter. However, the structure that I have identified, since I use this as my X continuation, then therefore the second quarter of the overlapping session of the London to New York will be an accumulation. So an accumulation, as you can see, the 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 high of the quarter one was swept by the second quarter. And as you can see, in each quarter, we have sub quarters as well. And here in this first quarter, which is the sub quarter, rather the quarter one, quarterly QTR1 or the X here is a classic uh, AMDX. So this is a classic an AMDX. So if you like to trade the market after a sweep, or let's say for example turtle soup, I mean, then you can trade the sub quarters as well for scalping. In this case, the best in quarterly theory, the best way to enter the market is on the second quarter, third to the third, second, third, or fourth. What is the reason behind that? Simply because the manipulation can only happen either uh, in either quarter two or quarter three, because the possible structure for quarterly theory is either XAMD, X for continuation or reversal, A for accumulation, M for manipulation, and then the D for the distribution. As you can see, the M can only happen in either quarter two or quarter three, because the other structure can also be considered as AMDX, first quarter as A, second quarter as M, third quarter as D, and then the last quarter will be X. So therefore, M can only happen on the second quarter or on the third quarter. So if you're using quarterly theory, regardless whether you're using my time window or the original one, then the best way to enter the market is quarter two or quarter three, after a manipulation. And in this case, let's see what happened after this one. After the the accumulation, we have the manipulation, the possible the accumulation, I mean the accumulation and then the manipulation based on my forecasted structure. Then I'm expecting that the market will do a manipulation on the third quarter. And as you can see, before the price action even happened, and even if you're not aware of the news, you will have an idea of what will happen next if you use the quarterly theory. And in this case, the price pump from after after the completing the quarter two. If you will try to look at it closely, after the quarter two, 1 minute or 2 minutes, you see the reaction of the market. That's the reason why I love trading the market using quarterly theory reloaded. This is my own, based on my research and findings. Instead of using the usual quarterly theory or the by day, I use a different time window, and that time window is the overlapping sessions of Sydney to Asian, Asian to London, London to New York, New York. So basically, if I want to trade the market, I the maximum trades that I will do is just 3 trades using the quarterly theory reloaded, using the overlapping sessions of the different sessions. So here, since I have forecasted that the manipulation will happen on the third quarter, then I'm expecting a distribution on the fourth quarter. As of now, we are already on the fourth quarter of, or rather the third quarter of the QTR4 or the quarter 4. So if this is my X, so if this is my X, this is my M, I mean, or the accumulation, and this is my manipulation. And then I'm expecting on the fourth quarter a distribution. The distribution here can be a continuation of the the manipulation. But basically, the after the manipulation, you will see a retracement. And usually traders who love to do short positions or short sell positions will probably wait for uh, a setup here. So in my case, since I'm bullish and I have a semi swing position, I'm holding a running position, semi swing. I even caught the 3,140 low, just like what I have shared in my previous session here, based on the analysis that I have shared. So basically, the positions or the setups that I am looking for are mostly for bullish scenarios, simply because fundamentally speaking, gold is bullish for how many years already. So in other words, if you want to find trades, you will see more bullish scenarios rather than bearish scenarios. But of course, I do also short trades, but once the structure is clear, that's the only time that I will do it. Now, if you will try to look at the sub quarters of the fourth quarter here, we have here a possible X. Let me change the. We have a sub quarter that is possibly an X, A, M, and then we have here a D. So therefore, there's a possibility that there will be a distribution in this quarter because we already have the manipulation, just like what I have said in this particular sub quarter, the manipulation happened in the third quarter. Look, there was a sweep here. So if you're going to scalp this, then the your position will be, this will be your EP, and this will be your target for the long position. This will be your target for the long position, and then your probably your invalidation will be around this low. This will give you around 1 or 2 RR or 3 RR trade. So your target, if this is your EP, then you will your next target will be this one. Since technically in the higher time frame, based on our top down analysis, we are still bullish in terms of the Elliott wave count. So I'm expecting that the price will still go up around 10 to 15 pips from here. 10 to 15 pips from here, and then your invalidation will be from this sweep to this low. So a 6.46 standard pips risk, and then a 14.21 standard pips uh, pips reward. So 6 out of 14, or 6, that would be, what will be the RR for that? Let's use the position tool just to show you the possible risk reward ratio. So it's just like what I've said, it can be estimated as a uh 2 to 3 RR trade. But of course, the since quarterly theory reloaded is a time-based structure, you will stop. I will stop personally, since I'm the one who conceptualized the idea of using the quarterly theory in a different time window, the overlapping session. I will stop once we end the overlapping sessions from 8 a.m. in New York time. Let's change this into New York time zone, or yes. So the overlapping session of the London session to the New York session will be at 8 a.m. to 12 PM. So once I don't see any reaction from here to here, basically I will not trade it anymore. And just like what I have said, as a quarterly theory trader, not just an electrician, I also I only catch the wave, or rather the quarter two to quarter three movement. And that quarter two to quarter three movement will be from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the best uh, time to trade the market using quarterly theory reloaded. And then the rest, the after the third quarter, after the manipulation or the distribution, the price uh, action that you will be getting will just be minimal. That's the reason why I love uh, trading the market within this time window. Okay, uh, for those are who would like to for those who are not aware, you can't see this um, indicator. This indicator was personally coded by me a long time ago, and then simply added some features on it. I can even change this or convert this into a strategy wherein it can automatically do suggest a possible buy long signal and a sell short signal. But of course, that's not what I am here to do. I am here to do a manual analysis, not from indicators. The purpose of using this indicator is just to show you the time window want to where I want to do my trades, where I usually do my trades, which is the quarterly theory reloaded. And the other indicator here, which is the PBCT, is basically the a candle theory using the body only. So the body of the candle from higher time frame to lower time frame, from yearly to 6 months to 3 months, monthly to weekly to daily, up to daily. Those are the most reliable levels of the previous body candle theory. So just like here, as you can see before the pump happened, there's a PBCT level or a previous body candle level, which is the previous body low, the previous week body, and the previous week high. So basically, I have three levels here. This will give me confidence in taking a trade, and my target will be the previous body high. Even if I don't use the quarterly theory, I will just use my previous body candle theory. Then basically, i- since from top-down analysis I am bullish, then my entry would be the following PBCT levels, and then my target would be the previous body high. And as you can see, both were taken before this price action happened. So of course, that's another strategy that I have shared here. Actually, the first time I shared the PBCT or the previous body candle theory, I shared it here in the Blue Guardian uh, podcast. I mean, as uh, as well as the quarterly theory reloaded. Both these two are my research findings, statistics into integrating statistics into um, charting. So that will be all for our session for today. And if there are some questions, we still have 2 minutes. Allow me to go through the chat and check some questions. If you would, okay, somebody is asking for USD JPY. Allow me to show you my analysis on it, but this one is higher time frame. Look, the quarterly theory reloaded is not only applicable in just gold, but in any type of market. It can be used in commodities, indices, forex, or even cryptocurrency. Here's my higher time frame analysis of USD JPY. Let me use the monthlies to see the counting from the top to the bottom. So what we are experiencing right now is just the wave 4 bounce, and I'm expecting that the price will still continue to go down in the years to come. Okay. Why? Because the internal waves are already completed. If we will try to go back to the weekly time frame, we have completed already the first three waves. The internal waves of wave A was completed. Wave B is a triangle, and then we have here wave C. We have completed the internal waves of the wave C. For those who are pattern traders, you may consider this as a head and shoulder pattern. We have the neckline here. Once the neckline is broken, then we see a dump that will challenge this particular high. So the invalidation, if you are bullish, the invalidation of your bullish scenario in the higher time frame will be this price. So if I'm going to label this as my defenses, I'll consider this as my bullish first line of defense. Once we break this 125.800 prime to 856, I am certain that it will continue to go down and will challenge this low, the 2016 low. As of now, we are seeing a lot of signs that it will break this neckline or the head and shoulder pattern. Okay, so again, for those who asked for the analysis of my USD JPY, you may now take a screenshot of this. Okay, thank you, Chandra. Thank you, the girl who charts. For those who are interested, of course, you can visit my call this my socials because I always share my analysis to the public. So allow me to plug it in. These are my socials. So if you're interested in learning for free, I will not DM you first. I will not ask for anything in return. Just go to my community if you really want to learn the Elliott wave theory, then that's uh, a good place for you to learn the wave. That's good to know, Jay. I hope to see you in my community. By the way, we have an outstanding audience right now, 140. I hope Genesis will take a screenshot of this. I think it's been a while since we got these numbers. Uh, I think we can now proceed to the giveaways. Is there anyone from my community? Please take a screenshot of this. I'm sorry I can't uh, to ask you to take a screenshot of this and send this to our community. We have a good number right now. Thank you, CJ. We're we're gonna do the giveaway now, but allow me to just clarify, Genesis. I hope you are listening. Uh, most of the some of the audience right now are from my country, which is the Philippines, and I understand that the Philippines is one of the countries that was banned in the previous announcement. How about, what if they will be selected in this, in the giveaway now? They will be disqualified automatically, right? Thank you, Real Knight. You're all welcome to go there. Everything there is for free. You don't need to do a subscription. If you really are interested in learning the Elliott wave theory, I will be there to guide you. Of course, if I'm not busy. It's okay, even if you're not from the Philippines, because it English is like a first language to the Philippines, because in our curriculum, since elementary or even in grade 1, we are taught to talk in English, and we are taught to use English language as a second language. We picked at around 143, I think, a while ago. Regardless of your nationality, if you want to learn about trading, I have a lot there that you can see from other trading influencers or social media. Thank you, Genesis. How about the giveaway? I'll just do random numbers. From what numbers? And then my question a while ago, since some of the audience right now are from my country, one of the banned countries, are they still eligible for the giveaway? Just a clarification before we continue. Okay, so it's clear. From 1 to 140, those from restricted countries are not eligible. So I'll just do a random number, five numbers, right? Let's just use random number picker. Minimum would be 1, 1, 4. Okay, so let's start. Let me just check if my screen can be seen. Okay, please do not spam, because those numbers will be the basis for your number. The numbers were already on the screenshot of the arrangement of your the audience right now were already done by Genesis a while ago. So whatever